Over the past few months, well, hell, maybe even the past year or two now, I've definitely seen a surge of Sonic videos pop up here and there about how Shadow's character has been ruined for the past decade. Now, I know I don't really touch upon the Sonic franchise too often, especially knowing my history and love for the series. I'll talk about it every now and then on the channel, but nothing really weekly. Main reason is because almost every topic or discussion you can think of is completely split on what is good or bad in this fandom and community. Oh, Sonic Adventure 2 was good. No, it's bad. No, it's mediocre at best. Oh, Colors was also great. No, it mostly had 2D sections for its gameplay, therefore it's a bad game. Oh, the Boom universe completely sucks, but the cartoon's very funny. I'm telling you, this fandom is more divided than the Grand Canyon. But there are a few things that people can agree on. And the biggest thing that everyone in and out of the community can understand is that Sonic 06 is not really a good game. Quite frankly, it's a bad game. Though at the same time, of course, it got two things right. One of which is why I'm making this whole video. First is that of the music. I genuinely believe that 06 has some of the best tracks, not just from its era of Sonic or decade, I mean when in comparison to the whole series. Well, maybe I'll tone it back and say for the 3D games at least. Aquatic Base, Crisis City, Kingdom Valley, and I'll flat out say that Solaris Phase 2 is the best final boss theme in the series. But this video isn't about me gushing over music from a game that was rushed. So what's the second thing that this game got right? Shadow. This goes back to what I said about a handful of videos being made about Shadow's character. And while most of them pretty much say the same thing of he was great in Adventure 2, fine in Heroes, got gutted in his own game unironically, and was not bad in 06. After that, done. And of course, due to the reputation that 06 has, it's perpetually labeled as a bad game, forever. And because of that, Sega pretty much took it as, oh, okay, nobody likes Sonic friends, so we're going to dial them down to one-note characters that don't do anything meaningful besides have a name. It's only Sonic now, okay? And you know, as much as people like to say that Heroes to Black Knight was the dark age of Sonic, well, I won't be afraid to say that I kinda enjoy that era more than I do with this past decade of Sonic. You wanna know why? Because at least they tried. I know that sounds dumb on paper. Oh, look, they tried and look what happened. But what I mean is that they at least tried to deepen their games with some depth. They at least tried to give the world you were playing through the meaning of fun and creativity, even if it was different or experimental, instead of just reusing nostalgic gimmicks over and over for you to buy the game because they have nothing to market in the first place. And more importantly, they at least cared about the characters they created. After the events of Adventure 2, Shadow is at his best in 06. A rather bold claim, I know, but here's why. He's not seen as this edgelord or nothing personal kid type attitude. If you know me, I do like the nickname or the joke of Edgy the Hedgy. It's funny to me. But people really do think that's all Shadow is. Shadow is this hardcore man. He's an anti-hero. He does things by himself. He doesn't need friends. That whole attitude and idea definitely got pushed enough to where that's pretty much what he is now. That's what Sega thinks Shadow is to us. And you know what? I don't blame him. But Shadow is more than all of those things that Sega and what most people think he is. He's not this edgelord, I don't need friends, hate-filled type of guy. Which is why I say he's honestly perfect in 06. Oh yeah, look at Shadow constantly worry and save Rouge and others from danger. Oh, but Shadow hates teamwork, right? Friends make him weak. Isn't that right, Boom Shadow?
Not a great time, Shadow. I'm a little busy saving the world.
Saving the world? You? Don't make me laugh. You're weak. And you know what makes you weak? Your loyalty to your pathetic friends.
Look at him actually feel sorry, remorse, and regret that Omega, one of the few people who Shadow enjoys spending his time with, is dead in the future. Or that the possibility that Omega could kill him. Or with Rouge saying she'll always be by his side no matter what happens. And Shadow doesn't ignore it. For his character and for who he is, he's very thankful about it. Oh yeah, what an edgelord. Just because he doesn't flat out tell you his feelings or go to extreme lengths to show it, doesn't mean they aren't there. It's the same thing for people who are usually quiet. Just because they're quiet or don't talk much doesn't mean they're lifeless or don't have any emotion, which is why the character like Mephiles is a very unique antagonist and villain to Shadow. It's funny how most of Sonic's story in 06 really has nothing to do with the plot overall. Shadow's story, on the other hand, is pretty much fighting against the guy who's a real threat by every meaning. Mephiles constantly drills Shadow's thoughts and mind with the notion that the world, and even the people closest to him, are going to turn against him. And Shadow starts to contemplate it. Could that really happen? And the thing is, 06 definitely shows off Shadow's character development from previous games. If this was his game, or Heroes, maybe even Adventure 2, Shadow would buy into that concept. But in this, he's firm on his choices and will stick to them. Plus side is that he now fully knows he has others who can help him with his problems. I can draw your attention to this cutscene. I was going to do a video on just this cutscene alone, but the more I wrote the script, it became an overall Shadow-centered video, so might as well just make the video focused on him. It's the final cutscene from Shadow's story in 06. I've always liked it, but the more I thought about it, the more I came to straight up love the scene. It truly gave the idea that this is Shadow the Hedgehog, a misunderstood hero. He rejects Mephiles' deal and the goal of chaotic destruction and beats him down. But when Mephiles gets the upper hand and you think that Shadow can't beat him now, well, no. Shadow was only getting started. And you know what? I'll just play the cutscene.
So you say. It's futile. The world will betray you. Why fight at all? Why risk your life for those who will persecute you later?
If the world chooses to become my enemy, I will fight like I always have.
Everything about that was magnificent. Shadow sticks to his ideals, even if it means others and more are against him. Rouge and Omega are by his side to show they're a team no matter what happens, and the music was grand and pure for the moment. A brilliant way to end Shadow's story and overall arc throughout the games. Yeah, you could certainly say that it ended in Adventure 2 with his promise to Maria, or by Heroes in his game when he finds out who he really is. Sure, no problem, take your pick. But this is the ultimate way to do it. With seeing the odds stacked against him and no matter what the outcome might be later on, he will do what he thinks is right. Not just by himself, but with the trust and aid of those he calls his friends. That's who Shadow the Hedgehog is. Not this hateful, loner, edgy the hedgy. He truly is this misunderstood hero. I could take it a step further and recommend the Archie Sonic comics because they're also pretty consistent on writing Shadow. Granted, it does take a bit of a while to get the ball rolling because he still goes through the whole anti-hero, non-trusting, who am I arc, but when he's done with that, he's pretty good. His relationship with Rouge and Omega are explored a bit more and at the same time can be said about Sonic. If you're a fan of the series overall and love Shadow and want more of him, I would highly recommend for you to read the Sonic Universe arcs that center around him. It does justice for his character. Again, it has more moments with Rouge and Omega and Sonic, but explores more about his thoughts and interactions with Metal Sonic and what he thinks about Gamma from Adventure 1 and even something going on with Blaze the Cat. All great. That carries over into a later arc that you can also read called Treasure Team Tango. He plays a big part there. The comics will make callbacks to earlier issues, but honestly looking through them just to make sure, you don't need to know too much. That's the whole point of the universe arcs anyway. Most of them are just fun side stories. So yeah, with all of that being said, that is a character analysis, I guess you could call it, on Shadow the Hedgehog. I truly didn't plan for this to happen. It was just gonna be about the cutscene, but again, the more that I wrote about it, I just thought it might as well just make it about Shadow himself and what I've been seeing. And yeah, I can agree with the people. He was great. He was fine in the couple of games that we had him in, and then of course, kind of like everyone else, he just kind of gets pushed off to the crowd. You know, the same character that had fans outcry and rage and in so much despair that they brought him back from the dead of Adventure 2 just so he can be in more games, and look what ended up happening, unfortunately. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Shadow. Again, if you want a better representation of him, you know, even outside of the games, go to the Archie comics. Those are very good for him and everything sort. I guess like where he does start to get good, I guess is around like in the 160s or so. 160s to like 170, because that's completely after like the whole Who Am I arc, so you don't have to tread through that ground again. They don't really do anything different, which is why I say you can kind of just skip it and get to the good stuff. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you want me to do more Sonic videos like this, I don't know if I really exactly have the audience in general about it, but who knows, maybe I'll pick up some new people. Comments below, you know what to do with all that type of stuff. Links, have fun clicking all that type of stuff. Stay safe. Thank you for watching. That's greatly appreciated, of course. Have a great day, have a great night, and everything else, you know what to do. Bye.